Turn that on. There we go. Hey, that's better, isn't it? Hey, everybody, how you doing? Oops. Got to get that squared away. I also got to call in the Revolution Radio Studio A. So come on down and join us. Freedomslips.com. Nope, we don't do that right now. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. So I've got there. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Oh, man, that's helpful. Wow. Man, everything's going double. Shit. No, really. That's, oh, man. Yeah, normally I get through it on the radio, not having to do much of anything but talking. Ah, okay. Let me get down here. Let me focus. Damn, man, this sucks. Woo! Hey, howdy. Oh, God. Okay, so I got my bookmarks open. Huh? Okay, well, I guess I didn't. So, man. There we go. I think that's the lowest setting. Phew. No, really. Wow. Anyway, so we got Revolution Radio in the earpiece. We're tapped in the Studio A. Got my sound shared. Got my song queued. And I get over here in the Revolution Radio chat room. Hey, well, I might as well do this. We'll hit the, wow. Man, I do look like I'm link copied to the clipboard. All right. Hey, all right. Streaming live. Oh, all right. Let's see. Oh, God. You'd be surprised how much water I drink, man. Oh, I pound those things down. Hey, especially when you got cotton mouth all the time. Well, I wish it was the way I wanted it, but no, it's mostly because my saliva glands have stones in them. Yeah, so I got stones all around. I'm stoned. Got saliva stones. Got well, a mass kidney that's a stone. And I even got stones coming out of my my prostrate. So hey, man, I'm well covered. I'm stoned. Conspiracy. It's so crazy. You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, hope y'all are doing well. Hey, good evening, your Mountain Devil in that Revolution Radio chat room. That's kind of where I'm looking at. Mace is in there. Lizzie was just finishing up in Studio A. Brian Rue in Studio B. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the Trump Assassination Files. Yeah, so woo, you won't hear the clip I'm playing on Revolution Radio, but we'll talk about it when I come back. Yeehaw! Yes, Pete Fisher in this place called USA. Like I said, I really like that tune. Yeah, the government knows best what's good for you, man. Mm, yeah, so we make the difference. It's what we do that changes the world. And think about it. It's what other people do that's good and bad and everything else that changes the world. So the truth don't sell. Not today. I don't know why. You can tell the truth and nobody seems to want to pay attention. All right, welcome. Good evening, everybody. It's time for the Trump Assassination Files, live from Franklin County, Virginia. I'm your host, Mitchell Buck. Come on down and join us. I'm streaming around the world on iTunes, TalkStreamLive.com, TuneIn, Shoutcast, Winamp, YouTube. So you can come on down to the YouTube feed and join us there. I'm right. Let's see up. Okay, there we are. I got my little box card. Hey, good evening. There's Bernays Sauce over here on the live YouTube stream. Meanwhile, Surrey Sunflower. We got a bunch of people over there in that Revolution, that radio chat room. Hey, good evening, Driver Dan and Popsicle Toes. Hey, Mega Logos. Good morning over there now. I guess could be close to noon. Malaya, good evening, Malaya. Popsicle Toes. Did I say her? Yeah, Mountain Devils is in the chat room. There's that Mitchell Baylor, Surrey Sunflower, the Nat the Patakika, the Pata Rabbit is in there. House Mitzi 77. Hey, thank you, Brian Rue. And Lizzie for y'all shows. Dawn's to you too. Hey, good evening, Dawn. I hope Vet's doing well. God bless him. Anyway, hey, Flippy. Good evening, Flippy. God bless you, man. Yeah, so there's Lavender Streams. Thank you. Oh yeah, remember, you got to use code words, but you got to use code words that are just so obviously stupid that you make a mockery of the censorship. Well, I'm sure somewhere along the way tonight, we'll try to do some of that. Well, that modern day mockery of the censors and their idiocracy. Yeah, it'd be like the day they asked 8 Marines to take on DARPA's new AI robot. All they had to do was get close enough to the robot and touch it. That's all they had to do. Now, the robot had been doing all the AI training and recognizing humans and people in the fields and understanding, what formations look like and what, the infrared spectrum of body heat and all that is in different places and peoples. But, it was a mockery of what so-called AI and smart weapons are on the ground because they weren't too damn smart. They were essentially, one guy put a box over his head, like a big um what do you call those, refrigerator box. Yeah. Walked right up to the thing and reached out and touched it. And when you can do cartwheels, you're a human, you're doing cartwheels, and the thing can't recognize you. That's a problem on the battlefield, you would think, Anyway, so we're here tonight. These are the Trump Assassination Files, 8 to 10 p.m. every Tuesday night, talking about this calculated political assassination of Donald J. Trump, candidate, President elect Trump, President Trump, now post President Trump, and now soon to be again candidate, or now again, I should say, candidate Trump, that is being essentially attacked and subject to investigations that are just so out of the ordinary and they're bizarre. It's bizarro land when it comes to investigating Trump and MAGA. Oh my God, it's MAGA! It's MAGA! Yeah, I mean, really, what the hell is the matter with people? It's just silliness. It's crazy. It's stupidity. It's idiocracy on steroids. Hey, how you doing over there? There's a gang of four. Hey, gang of four. Hey, yeah. Oops. Yeah, so I hope y'all are doing well. Evening, Bernays sauce. So I hope y'all are doing well. Man, I got my caps locked on there. Sorry. Damn it. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what happens when you're doing things two different ways. Um, oops. Yeah. Did I say? Oh man. Damn, I don't even know if I typed anything. Did I type anything there? Hell, I'm not even sure. Sorry about the calves. Anyway, so yeah, it's a long show, and well, for some reason, I'm not typing in my own chat there, or I guess I am. Okay. My other window was hiding this. Yeah. Anyway, I got the window in the window, and the Skype window is covering up the chat box. There we go. Better. Hey, anyway, I hope you're all are doing well, man. I'm telling you. Oh gosh, it's crazy. Revolution dot radio. Come on over there. Check out the previous Trump Assassination Files. You can stream them right there on the archives, or better yet, you can download them. You can burn them on a CD, and you can hand them out to anybody you choose. If you want to play them in your bar or out in your front porch so your neighbors can hear, well, that's your choice, isn't it? Anyway, remember, archives are free here at Revolution Radio. So if you can become a Patreon member and help support us, and remember, subscribe to me over on YouTube. So, well, we can just so I can get more subscribers. So, maybe I can get a little bit of monetization so I can make a little money. That's the sad truth. I just got to make some money. So I got some things I want to do. There's projects I want to do. And maybe I think I can crowdfund them. I mean, they're very worthy things, but that's just not something that I push to do. And I guess I have to change my own thinking. I'm changing a lot of stuff, I guess is what I'm saying. So, and, later tonight there might even be another a stream on locals. I'm not 100% sure. I've got to get a schedule kind of set up so I know where I'm going to go stream at what time because I'm going to stream all my radio shows, which are Monday through Friday 8 to 10 a.m. and Tuesday night 8 to 10 p.m. So I'm going to stream those and live. And I'm also I've got to do some shorts and I've got to do some other clips in between there. And I'm going to set up a schedule for at least 1/2 hour a day on locals.com. You can go over there and find that. Just, Mitchell Buck, locals.com, and you can find that. Hey, good evening over there. PM River Rat. Yeah, I know how that is. Yeah, evening River Rat. Yeah, I know, man. I tell you, run up them damn riverbanks all the time. Gosh, don't live on the river near the river too much anymore, so I don't have that opportunity. But man, those are really good times. So Trump, man, Trump's been under attack. They've been trying to take him down. And if you're not on the stream, I forgot this. Let me do this real quick. If you're not on the stream, you can call to listen to Revolution Radio Studio A at this number, 641-793-6370. That's 641-793-6370 for Studio A. And Studio B is just 2531. I believe Deanna's over there now, and she puts on a really good show. So, She is a powerful attorney. So that's a good thing. That really is. Powerful voices, women and men, for conservative and freedom, not for bending the knee and acquiescing to the mob, and or even today acquiescing to what is considered mainstream, just as before those that stood out never acquiesced, and now they're the mainstream. So it really has seen a flip in society, and those that once fought the revolution are now the administrators, and they are facing their own revolutions because of their own actions that are really contradictory to the foundations of how they achieved the power that they have. Look at Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and others, the old guard of the Democrat Party, Bernie Sanders, the old communist of the Democrat Party, claiming to be quote unquote an independent because, well, he'd probably still win as a communist, but he has to smear all other independent candidates with this eye that Bernie Sanders carries along with his name, when he's just really, a communist and cloaked as an independent. Oh, that just, but they're trying to, they're attacking Trump already. Of course, I'm sure you guys know that. They would attack Trump again and again and again. It doesn't matter. They will not stop. A lot of it is because they have to dirty up the national political constitutional movement that is associated with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is I call him the accidental president in 2016. Okay. I mean, he really was. The simple fact is, Hillary Clinton was disliked by more people, and the more information that was leaked, particularly with WikiLeaks, the more people hated Hillary Clinton. And then when the the leaks of her speeches from the Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, whatever bankers, insider stuff that said, I have one speak for you guys, and I speak another way to the people and to the public. So, Hillary Clinton just says, yeah, I tell you guys the song a day that you want to hear, and I lie to the people and say, well, I'm not for you guys, but you guys wink, wink, nod, nod. I'm with you, right? Yeah, right. Oh, sure, man. Yeah, it's well, it's just stupid. Okay, it's just stupid. Um, the mainstream media, ABC, NBC, CBS, even fake Fox News, are attempting, and CNN, these liberal media outlets, NPR, are attempting to engage in some kind of self driven retrospect of the Trump Russia collusion coverage that they gave. I mean, really, wait a minute. So the government is now, or I should say the media is essentially now saying that, well, it's possible maybe, the media is trying to repair their shattered, torn, and destroyed credibility by trying to come out with some kind of load of horseshit. Well, in retrospect, let's look at the coverage of the Trump Russia collusion. Let us look at this. right? Remember, these are, this is essentially what the U.S. government has said and did, is that now the media itself wants to have a what would you want to call it? They want to have an examination of what happened in 2016. You think about it, the New York Times, and the Pulitzer Prizes that were on the coverage of the lies of Russiagate, they were not withdrawn. And you know what you haven't seen? You know what you haven't seen? You haven't seen the other side of the lies printed. You haven't seen the exposés on Hillary Clinton hiring, with Perkins Cooley and Mark Elias and Michael Sussman, working with DARPA and the University of Georgia, to capture the internet traffic illegally of Trump, and then say they data mined it when they edited the damn thing. You take somebody over there with a certain kind of phone and you have them make a phone call to whoever, wherever, and all it does is show up as a log on a computer screen. And so, the Russiagate conspiracy said that's proof of Trump Russia collusion there. It was just such a load of farce. It wasn't even funny. It wasn't even credible, and that's that's the truth of the world that we live in. As I was saying, through all of this, if the media can lie about Trump, if the media can get away with the complete falsehoods that they printed by literally saying, well, it was somebody said something somewhere and somebody else said, yeah, that I heard that too. That's like a double verification and on background or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's bullshit. It's just this rumor mill of lies and this rumor mill of shit. Remember Nancy Pelosi? And, she was talking about the weaponizing the lies and have the wrap up smear that you're looking for that then you can use in your political campaigning and stuff. Yeah. 7.5 years ago, journalism began the torture dance with Donald Trump. This is a part of a story about this, looking back on the coverage of Trump. Editor's notes in part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you wrote news stories that about the Steele dossier, the Mueller reports, and stuff like that, Russiagate, I call it Obamagate, and I use them synonymously. Okay, I flip back and forth because I believe the two are synonymous, because Barack Obama knew about Russiagate, or whatever you want to call it, when John O. Brennan briefed him. Also, the Gang of Eight got briefings, and those briefings were tailored by political party to give a certain slant and urgency to one and a very kind of blowjob on the other to the Republicans that were essentially kept in the dark about a lot of this. Or maybe it would have kind of unraveled later, right? But we have to understand this was a concerted effort by domestic terror organizations that work together. Now, a lot of people won't call ABC, NBC, CBS fake Fox News, CNN, and all NPR and all of the organs of the liberal media, the tentacles of the demons and the destruction that it creates through the lies that it perpetrates. Yeah. Not including probably the millions of people around the world that have succumbed to a mystery illness. Just as many people in the United States had become captured by a political psychological operation, a saturation of the mind, driving it into the subconscious, this Trump Russia collusion Obama gate bullshit. It's an operation paid for by Hillary Clinton. We know the FBI knew. We know the Justice Department knew that the Steele dossier was a lie. But they wanted to investigate Trump, and they wanted to neutralize Trump so bad that they threw out the rule book, and they attempted to overthrow the president of the United States, not once, not twice, but 3 times at a minimum during Trump's presidency. Okay? Actually, 4, even before Trump was sworn into office. God bless him, even if he was a neocon, warmongering, crazy man, John McCain. John McCain wanted to blackmail Donald Trump into not accepting and being sworn in at the inauguration. It was early January when John McCain said he was contemplating to doing that. Of course, it's that same time period, January 5th, January 6th, 2017, that Barack Obama was conspiring against Donald Trump's incoming presidency and giving it a, what do they call that, a spoiled pill or whatever, a black pill, to where he essentially poisoned the government and the intelligence services against Trump with false accusations. This is beyond a doubt that this happened. And, people say, oh, we had the Steele dossier. Well, yeah, we had the Steele dossier, cherry-picked a bunch of memos. Remember, if you look at the numbering on the memos and papers themselves, and people said, oh, that doesn't mean anything. That could mean anything. And spies write like that to do this and that. And sorry, but that's bullshit. For Steele to collect money. Now we're going into the break at Revolution Radio. So we're going to pause there for a second. And we're going to talk to you folks on YouTube on Revolution Radio. Here's their own promotions. Anyway, so yeah. So it's crazy. It's an idiocracy. What we see, what we experience, and what we know is going on right now. Because what happened was the let me get a drink. What happened was was that Christopher Steele wrote a whole bunch of memos. He didn't write just 17 memos, 35 pages of what you read about that BuzzFeed and the Democrats and was all leaked to the media. There was 164 or 166, 164 memos at a minimum. We know that because Steele started at number 80. Number 80 when he started in June working for Fusion GPS, as basically a data collection analyst. At the same time, though, he was also working for the FBI. It was my understanding, and from what I've read, that Christopher Steele started working for the FBI in January, or excuse me, early February, around Groundhog's Day, which is just, in 2016. Now, how true that is, how accurate that is, I'm reasonably sure that's pretty accurate. But that would explain why he had 80 memos and documents that he was collecting, or memos that he had sent. Because if you have to justify what you're doing so you can get paid, or you have to prove of what your contacts are and who you're talking to, you might need some documentation to ensure that you get paid. You at least have to document, this what you've been doing. So yeah, it's crazy as it may sound, but that's what you have to do. So that's something that I did learn. So in my property preservation work, that if you have to document everything, that's the only way you can cover your behind. If you document it all, and you not only cover yourself, but once you look at the pictures, and you were trying to fix something, you may see something that may need corrected. But yeah, it's that's the thing about with Steele and his dossier and all that stuff, because we have really never had a good look at all the documents around Christopher Steele, coming from Fusion GPS, Perkins Coie. We also have to remember that Perkins Coie, the Democrat-led or Democrat law firm, that's who they deal with, right? Democrats, that they literally have an FBI terminal, secure terminal, inside their offices. So, that just leads to more insider irregularities, fraud. They're just crooks. Does that sound better? Yeah, they're just crooks. That's the government. Well, anyway, we're getting ready to come back here to Revolution Radio. We're going to play Cherokee Nation, a little bit of that in the very beginning for these folks on Revolution Radio. Yeah, you can go down there and check it out, revolution.radio. Go on there in the chat room. I've been sitting here yapping away. Hey, good evening. Hey, River Rat. I hope you're doing well, man. Wally. Yeah, hey, Wally. I hope you're doing well, my friend. God bless you guys. Yeah. Hey, Wally. Nothing wrong with being a river rat. Don't I know? Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, man. Wow. Anyway, so let's get back here to Revolution Radio. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Cherokee Nation. Yep. Talk about the re-education of people. I would think that, people would understand that the United States government is doing Ukraine and in Europe, in Africa, in the Middle East. What did to the American Indians? Yeah, here, let us help you and absorb you into our own collective, and then we'll destroy you. Yeah, took away their native tongue and taught their English to their young. I better turn my microphone on because they'll just hear me on YouTube. Anyway, so I hope y'all are doing well. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Oh man, yeah, yep, they sure are there. Bernays, Sauce, Perkins, Cooley, Law of Fusion, GPS, FBI, they're all on the same team. Man, there is no doubt about that, guys. Hey, good evening, mechanic. I hope you're doing well over there, out there in that California land, dude, guy. Man, I'm telling you, everybody's popping in the chat room. It's Holly Satanwood. Yay. After you seeing that show, that whatever the hell was it, the Grammys? I mean, hey, wasn't Grammys, man. It was more like a salute to Satan. Hey, man, but I tell you, if you look at Madonna, I think she got Satan's plastic surgeon. And that guy from that Simon Cowell guy. Oh my God, he looks so different. He's wearing a mask at night. Yeah. So he's wearing a mask to reshape his face. They did a Twilight Zone. Was it Twilight Zone? They did one of those strange shows about it, where people wore faces and then they took their masks off. Yeah, they wore these masks that were really weird, but when they took the masks off, their face had grown to where the mask was. But isn't that what we're doing to the people? Yeah, it's sheer crazy. Yeah, newly elected Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has been tapped to deliver the GOP response. That's right, Popsicle Toes. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Dons. I hope that's doing well in there. So I'm checking out Revolution Radio chat room right now. Dude, guys there. Hey, there's Mitzi. Yeah, Mitzi. Thanks for the music. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's all up in the air. Everything that's going on, with steel and all this stuff, they're trying to keep it buried, but it keeps coming up because of all of the criminal malfeasance that the government committed. And when the government committed the ongoing round of censorship that it has on social media, on censorship on YouTube, I think it happens. Does it happen? No, I say the C word. Oh my God. No, but limiting views and ideas, those are the actions of tyrants and totalitarians, not the actions of people seeking a public discourse and a public conversation to have a vibrant working democracy. That's one of the big things to me. You have to have some kind of public discussion, and people cannot be afraid to say something and get canceled and get kicked off campus and everything else that's been happening everywhere. It's really funny. No, it's not funny. It's just sad. It's pathetic. It's just the piss poor evolution of liberal authoritarianism as they have essentially flipped the script. Okay. It's true. Okay. Liberals have flipped the script. Today, they command and demand obedience, that you cannot say the wrong words. You have to use the correct pronouns. You can't even use a letter to replace a word in a hypothetical in an exam for a law students in a hypothetical case. You know, if students are are raised to be such whiny little chicken shit babies, they're really going to do poor in a real competitive environment, because whatever happens, it will always be somebody else because of something or somewhere. And maybe it's even somebody or something that happened a time before the person's mother's eggs were even thought of. Okay, maybe it's generational. I mean, people blame all kinds of stuff on who knows what, you know. But yeah, so let's get back over here. Let's move our conversation back here towards these the Trump assassination files, okay, and understand, you know, what we're really what we're really dealing with, you know, as when it first started, the media really didn't do their jobs. The media became a cheerleader for a cause that had an outcome that was essentially working to ouster Trump from the presidency. I mean, that is essentially what happened. We have to remember that Trump had just beaten Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton had been endorsed by more than 500 newspapers, television station, and other media organizations, organs of the mainstream media. I won't call them, but mini me's, yeah. So it's a sad state of affairs. Okay, the media lied through their teeth in the 2016 election. Then they lied for 4 years. Now they're still lying 6 years later about Trump Russia collusion, and how the media essentially manufactured and hyped the lies from the Clinton campaign. And you never hear any of the media essentially doing an expose on the Clintons, or an expose on these lies from the DNC and Steele and all the other stuff that was a clear, calculated conspiracy that involved different areas of the government and the political system and the private political parties that essentially joined and worked with what? With the FBI. Because remember, how did they manage to hide a lot of this? Whenever somebody came in with information and was testifying or gave a deposition, like this Russian Igor Danchenko, right? Well, good old Igor. Do you know Igor received $2 million or some shit like that from the federal government? Because he was on their payroll as a confidential human source, and and like I don't know, witless protection. I mean, witless. Woo. Anyway, the truth is they hid him because he told them in early 2017 that it was all a lie and it was not credible. This was even before the Mueller investigation began. So instead of having a special counsel and a grand jury that would investigate literally Hillary Clinton hiring a foreign national spy to infiltrate the FBI, and that the leader of the FBI and key agents conspired against the newly elected president to damage his presidency. If that's not seditious, if that's not high treason, I don't know what the fuck is. Really, what? I'll mute my mic. What the fuck is? Really? So, yeah, I mean, hey, and if you hear me drop here on Revolution Radio just for a second, maybe it's because I'm dropping that F-bomb on YouTube. And, well, the algorithm might get upset. But, hey, isn't life? Life's like that. You better get upset in life because, well, you better handle it well. Or you better learn to handle it well. Yeah, anyway. Hey, good evening, Zeke. How you doing, man? Yeah, thanks, Zeke. Hey, Zeke. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Anyway, so yeah. So they, look, they took Trump to the cleaners. The FBI, like the CIA didn't know. I mean, really, think about it. The FBI, the Department of Justice, the White House, all knew. They all knew that this was a lie. They all knew. They had their contacts in the Democrat Party, in the Hillary Clinton campaign. It's not like they had their head stuck up their ass and they couldn't see anything at all. I mean, what the hell? Oh, I better not pound on my desk too hard. I mean, what the fuck? Really? I mean, the government, they lie. They lie again. And then the media takes that little lie, twists it, and makes it a big pile of dog shit, and they know it. Okay? And listen, if you're a journalist and you literally, if you're a mainstream media journalist, if you work for the Associated Press, if you work for Reuters, if you work for any of the major newspapers, the toilet paper of record, the New York Times, where when you wipe your ass, well, it always pokes through because it's not worth the paper it's written on. So, yeah, if you line bird cages, well, then the birds don't want to shit in the cage. They want to hang their ass out over the cage and not crap on the damn New York Times. It's that news. They printing fantasy so they can do whatever they need to lie about. Oh, God. It's pure idiocracy, man. I'm telling you. People have lost their frigging minds. So here we have Hillary Clinton, the DNC, their friend, James Comey. Yeah. And don't forget good old, Pete Strzok, Lisa Page, and the rest of the gang. Oh, yeah. Hey, they all got together. They had their own insurance policy group. Yeah, I really like to know I'd like to see the details of that policy. And I'm just curious, was that included in their FBI package deal when they're an agent? When you become an agent from the FBI, do you automatically get do you automatically yeah, do you automatically get one of those packages? That's just bullshit. Our government is just such effing bullshit anymore, right? So, insurance, right? Yeah, is that government insurance? Government Medicaid. Is that what the insurance policy group did? They gave out insurance policy to destroy and limit Trump's presidency. Is that what they did? Because, well, they were half successful even with 3 attempts to remove, or 4 attempts essentially to remove Trump from office. Of course, the Trump Russia collusion scam deal, with the fake Robert Mueller III, a dozen shitty Democrat hack lawyers. Listen, you got to be a really hack, or Donald Trump got to be so clean. When they gave him the Robert Mueller enema, they couldn't even find a piece of corn. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine how upset Andrew Weissman, is it Andrew Weissman, whatever it was, when they gave Trump that legal enema, and they couldn't even find a piece of old corrupted corn hanging out up in Trump, man. I mean, they had to go all the way to find some executive from New York that said, well, I wrote off my housing expenses. Oh, man, we're going to send you to prison, the Rikers. Why? Oh, well, you're associated with Trump. He's a hardened criminal president. Meanwhile, if you're in New York and you rob a 7-Eleven and 10, 11 times, or in the morning, and then hit the bank in the afternoon, and then carjack somebody, you get less time, than what Trump's people do. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, you got to remember, you're associated with Trump, you get the maximum. But if you're associated with the Democrat Party, you may not even get charged. Or, some liberal will drop the charges real quick for you. But yeah, well, it's real crazy. Trump started this idea, this mantra, this fake news stuff, and I think that is a baby step for the American people. I think that they have now a good appreciation, and that they completely understand that it's not fake news, that it's literally propaganda, that it's a lie that's meant to shape your mind. It's my belief January 6th was an inside job. It's my belief that or I know a guy, I know whistleblower called me and said, hey, man, I got these ballots on this airplane. What can I do? I said, well, I don't know. Here, tell me what the story is. And I was like, damn, they shipping the ballots into Georgia for the runoff election. Now, as far as I know, the chain of custody for those ballots, they never left Georgia, allegedly. And if somebody had literally printed 4 tons of ballots and then shipped them into Georgia for the runoff election, that's a serious problem, I would say. And the only people that could really do that would be the Democrats and others who might have access to the voting records. And they can look at the voting records and they can essentially determine, voting. They can use algorithms to look at voting data. They can look at people who haven't voted for 1 or 2 cycles, and then turn around and do what? Print out a ballot in their name, a mail-in ballot, and mail it out there, and pick it up, and bam, there you do. All you do is you drop them off, and once the signature and the other ballot are separated, nobody will know the difference. And that's the real flaw. That's the real problem with mail-in voting and using ballot drop boxes and stuff, is that you can't even stop people forging money. Can you imagine people that would forge ballots or game the system so they could get other ballots or more ballots? I see that as a clear thing. But yeah, the Trump-Russia collusion coverage. It was a meme that was driven into the brains of people through this load of saturation coverage. And of course, everybody had, particularly the liberals, they had Trump derangement syndrome. And, I'll be honest, if you take somebody that is brain is already kind of skewed, compromised, or leaning towards a topic, or and you can use emotional engagement, maybe it's a good description. You can drive that person anywhere you want them, left, right, up, down, sideways, up the wall, across the ceiling, back down, and then drop them on the floor, because you control that person's emotions. And see, and that's one of the things we know about social media. That social media is used for mind control. We know Twitter, for example, it was heavily censoring conservatives and people in the Trump circle in general. And what happened was, well, what happened was maybe no, it was never a well-intended idea for the platform to be fair and equal. It had become essentially the government asking Twitter, and of course Facebook and YouTube and other Google and other platforms. Even DuckDuckGo can go duck themselves after they said, well, we're going to censor some topics on DuckDuck, FFU, go wherever you need to go stuff. So independent algorithms and independent media are under attack. And, a lot of times they themselves within that bubble of the decision makers, they do not see themselves as hindering voices of freedom. There is another idea or an alternative or a medium or something that they're thinking, and that would also be, censorship, not a free platform. So we have to all be wary of how we approach what we might consider or not consider censorship. Now, there's people that would censor everything from a particular religious persuasion, or ethnic persuasion or something like that. And you completely ban it, you eliminate it, you get rid of it. I mean, genocide, huh? That's the answer? That's never the answer. Yeah, but anyway, people will have that concept. Anyway, we're coming to the break here on Revolution Radio. Everybody tune in here. Don't forget the Revolution Radio archives are available. We're going to click on over here to the live stream, and you guys can listen to the break. Let me pause that. Hey, guys, I'm over here. Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, doing Wally. Yes, Bernays Sauce and Johnny. Hey, Johnny. Yes, it's called corporate prostitute propaganda. No crap. Yeah, the prostitutes are on the right. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so it's sheer crazy. It's wow. All right. Mm. The Big South Branch, Pierre Marquette River. Ooh, hey, that's damn. Yeah, I haven't, for a while, and I've been meaning to, and I just keep delaying it of going out and doing some trout fishing. Yeah, so but I don't. I've been busy doing this, and I really do need to take a few minutes and kind of relax and do some of that. Oh yeah, here we'll start with this song next. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's Battle Hymn of the Republic, Civil War songs and stories. Yeah, so we're gonna play that at the opening of the others on Revolution Radio while I talk to you guys. So yeah, I hope y'all are doing well. Our government is seriously compromised, and to think that voting Democrat or Republican will get us out of this shithole, it's not going to work because it's the uni party. There's only about 5% that really stick with their constituents, and the rest are so busy with the government dog and pony show and running investigations and hearings and all this other stuff. Listen, that's just that's just dog and pony show. It's just bullshit. They put some people up there on a committee and they ask them some questions, and sometimes they blow smoke up their ass and sometimes they just blow up. But yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy what these people are essentially. Hey, get up here. Let me scoot up a little, get that out of the way. Get over here, get a little closer. Oh man, I tell you, my back's well. At least my kidney is eased up a little bit this evening. Man, it was hurt. Right, well, it was hurting like hell all day. Whew, man, it's not like going bump, 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 bump in your back, man. I'm telling you, it's pain. It sucks. But you just still got to live. You still got to move on. You just got to do something. You just got to kind of figure out a way to cope and deal with it. This shit, man. Hey, Pat, how you doing? There's Patrick. Hey, Patrick. Yeah. So hope y'all are doing well. Hey, dry fly guy. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, man? Yes. Wow. So I hope y'all are doing okay, man. It's our government, man. I'm telling you, I don't know which one we have to scrap first, the American government or the Canadian government, or do we have to scrap both at the same time? Would that be the only way to really capture our lives back? Yeah, I don't know. I can't say. All I know is these people have been lying to us for so long. They don't even know when they don't know when to stop, and number two, well, I haven't done anything. Yeah, that's like Rachel Maddow said, take your vaccine, take your vaccine. The vaccine, it's good, it's proven it does, blah, blah. And it was just all lies. Here, we get ready to go back to Revolution Radio, guys. Hold on a sec. Let me turn my dinky little old mic up here. All right, we're going to get back to our host. Yeehaw! All right. Public. Yeah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Amen, man. I'm telling you. Gosh, without God, I don't know where the hell I'd be. Or without seeing and understanding what I saw, that the entrance to heaven, and I kind of sat here. I should have made a special trip around in the Roanoke this afternoon, and I've been to see somebody who was hospice care and this stuff. Uh, yeah. Anyway, Get back to the show here. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. It's the Trump Assassination Files. See, I almost said the revolution in the morning. So don't forget, 8 to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, the Revolution in the Morning show. And the early edition with news and interviews that I play on from 6 to 8 a.m. on Monday mornings. Monday mornings, simply because I have a lot of material from the weekends. And don't forget, Monday Madness and, of course, Crazy Ass Fridays is coming up. So, yeah, when you get a chance, come on down and join us. God bless you guys. What else we got going on here? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, James Comey was fired on May 9th, and the firestorm and the shit went over the top. And, Comey should not have just been fired. He should have been arrested by Trump and held by the Secret Service, and everything that Admiral Mike Rogers had found should have been laid bare, and the truth about the Clinton donors and the Russian business dealings and Fusion GPS and the Trumps or whatever, whatever. And, listen. Mark Elias, Clinton campaign lawyer. The Republican led House Intelligence Committee had obtained banking records showing Fusion's client for the dossier was Mark Elias. Of course, people citing the New York Post broke the story, citing people familiar with the matter, blah, 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 blah. Elias did not respond to an email seeking content. A few weeks later, Mueller reached a plea agreement with General Flynn, yes, which was a faulty lie, a faulty prosecution, and a big fat lie. The illegal, unethical, immoral prosecution of General Flynn because he was a political target. It was a political assassination of Trump's defense chief that would have been able to expose all the different stuff that was going on once he had got into office with Trump. It was certainly, what we saw was the continuation and the manufacturing of lies by the FBI and the DOJ. Anyway, so we have to remember that when the Democrats attempted to impeach Trump for an alleged quid pro quo in Ukraine, the Democrats were only doing what they were covering their own ass for politically. What they essentially did was they did a political nuke job on any attempt to prosecute Democrats and Joe Biden for what they did in Ukraine. And the whole world knows it. They see it. And, here you have lard ass Colonel Vindeman, Eric Ciaramella, Sean Misko, and all of the pissy little pirates at the National Securities Commission at the NSC. Yeah, it was an inside job to cover the Joe Biden Democrat mess that was clearly evident of the $1 billion quid pro quo by Joe in Ukraine because of Hunter Biden and Burisma. That's the truth. Joe Biden, not only a pedo president, showering with 12-year-old granddaughter. Ah, sad, sad thing. Mm. But, he's essentially, a crook in the midst of all this. And then, of course, having the pay to play, thing along the lines that Hillary Clinton, except he funneled that money through other ventures and now is essentially selling blow crack pipe art to cover political bribes. It's really, it's a sad state of affairs. So, whenever Hunter Biden is painting, he always makes sure he has a clean pipe. Now, is he blowing or sucking or smoking? I'm not sure which. But yeah, it's sheer crazy stuff, crazy, man. Anyway, the Trump Russia collusion stuff, man. And this attempted impeachment. It's just another arm of the conspiracy, because you have to understand the domestic political terrorists in the United States. You have a hierarchy of there, where you do have these think tanks that people believe they're independent, and essentially they're not. Okay. So they, along with their moles and everybody else in government, they push and pull levers. They spoil avenues of approach, maybe is one way to put it, and they encourage avenues of destruction in another way. And it is all, whether you're paving the gold or ripping the streets out or bombing the streets out in many cases, right? Our government is right there doing, the bidding, and, either, being benevolent or malevolent, whichever they need to be at any time. So our government, has essentially treated Trump the same way as it would treat any commodity that it is trying to use. Because let me tell you, the deep state did use Trump, and I know he's aware of some of how they used Trump, but I don't believe Donald Trump is quite aware of the political impact and how it was used by liberals to save the Democrat Party, to essentially give them all something to focus on and hate, because, like the dark side, it's 911 time in the night. Yeah, it's 12 hours from the 911 moment this morning. It's the hate that brought the Democrat Party together. Their hatred of Trump, and their hatred of Trump allegedly didn't make them strong. It just made them mad, and they had a lot of money that was pumped in, and a lot of things happened that probably should not have happened in the 2016 election, the 2020 election, and the 2022 election. Okay. Or maybe a better way to describe them is selection, because it truly is a benign selection of a uni-party candidate, particularly, with the Mitch McConnells, Kevin McCarthy's, Joaquin Jeffries, or is it Joaquin? maybe, I'm not sure. The guy in New Jersey, it's the House minority guy now, and of course Chuck Schumer. You know those organs of control are not. Here's the thing: they're not there for the government. This is what you have to understand. The House leadership, the Democrat Republican leadership, right? The majority and the minority, blah blah blah, right? That shouldn't even be, because what has happened is the politicians have taken the political process and they've tuned it into where they become the controlling forces of the political process through the party and the party structure, and they get their creepy little hands on our government. And yeah. Hey, good evening, Nick, over there in the Revolution Radio chat room. Memes and Malaya and Dawn's to you. Yeah, come on down. Yes, the State of the Union drinking game. Yeah. You better get a couple bottles of bourbon, and he says he's going to have his on IV up and running. How many lies is Biden going to say tonight? Oh, God. Did you have enough liquor? Yeah. Hey, you're going to have the Biden lie bong game. Yeah, it's the uni party. There is no doubt, man. Well, the Federalists, remember, before the U.S. Civil War, it was the Democrat with a dash hyphen Republican Party. Okay. So whether you're a Democrat or whether you're a Republican, it doesn't matter. You're joined together at the hip in your Federalist bent to steal the state rights from everybody. There isn't enough liquor. Well, I guess, just tell your wife to hold her liquor by her ears. I don't know what else to say. That's a bad joke, ain't it? Anyway, yeah, so I hope you're doing well. Got it on mute. Okay. Anyway, wow, what did I have on mute? Anyway, I must have had something on mute. So what else we got going on here? Let's get back to Trump Assassination Files. Hey, did you hear? The General Mathis says he had no knowledge of Chinese balloons flying over the U.S. during his 2 years as Secretary of Defense under Trump. Of course, the liberal media says, it happened twice under Trump. It's no big deal. And Biden shot it down. And of course, nobody really knows how many balloons the Chinese have floated over the United States because, it's a big damn sky and it's crowded. Really, it's a crowded sky. It's not like you're going to, I know I'm trying to clean my ear. It's itching like hell. Take my earpiece out. Yeah, that's better. Oh, man. I'm here scratching, rolling my ear on YouTube. Oh, my God. No, but seriously, it's like the illegal immigrants. They're coming across the border. Some of them over a fence, some of them through the fence, some of them under the fence, whatever, right? Some of them turn themselves in and then they run like hell. I don't know. They scatter and then you have to go chase them. And some get away from, some get away. Anyway, so how many balloons? I mean, they can't even tell you. Well, they estimate that 300,000 getaways at the U.S. border in southern United States. So how many balloon getaways did they have? Or they don't even know because they don't know what the getaways are. I mean, that's the thing, right? They don't know. The government has no clue when these balloons occur in inclusions or incursions happen. So, I mean, really, it is the theater of the absurd, man. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. Now, if you haven't heard, since the Trump assassination files of last week, what they've done is they've searched Joe Biden's beach house, which was probably already pre-cleaned and pre-swept. And then they told the FBI, yeah, you can go ahead and check now. Yeah, and of course, Joe Biden's documents found in different places, and all of that has gone complete dead silence. Also, complete dead silence on of Trump's alleged violations of the National Records Act. I mean, really, yeah. Why wouldn't they? Why'd they put you in jail? Oh man, I held some papers they said I shouldn't have. And what's your name? Sandy Berger? No, no, no. I'm Donald Trump. You're not Sandy Berger? No, no. Sandy Berger's that Democrat guy. You know, he stuffed them. Democrat stuffed the pages down to his pants, man, as he was leaving the archives. So you know that's how he got them out. Stick them in your underwear. Hell yeah. Hell, man. I mean, I don't. I don't even know if Sandy Berger's old lady would go down to his underwear to look for them papers. You know, they'd have to get a subpoena, and then they'd have to force some sheriff to search down there to find it. Hey, when they when they got those papers out of Sandy's underwear, right? Did they have a urine sample, you know, a sperm sample and a stool sample all at the same time? I mean, you really the inquiring minds want to know. I mean, did Sandy Berger? Is that how they verified it? Oh yeah, son, we got your DNA. What do you think that big brown smear on those top secret documents was? Oh, not too good, man. I'm telling you. Meanwhile, out in California, out in Arizona, okay, California East, Carrie Lake's trying to get some stuff going on because she's had whistleblowers that come in and have essentially said, look, the signature verification, all of that stuff, it never matched. Now, one of the things that I was reading was that, you know, when they would have a disagreement, one would say one thing, one would say the other, they would flip a coin, right? So, you know, if you flip a coin, statistically, you know, it would come 50-50, you know, rationally, you know, the odds would work out, right? But you know, when it's like 279 one way and 30 some or 20, whatever it is, the other way, literally even the flipping of the coin tosses were screwed up. Also, you know, now here's a I got to put this in so I can listen to it, so I can describe it to the folks on YouTube. It's a it's let's see, what do we got here? Maricopa County failed to fully cooperate with the details of signature verification. Witnesses stated they were pressured to approve signatures by elections director Celia Neighbor, who supervised the signature verification in the last three um, elections. Now, according to the Maricopa County, you know, they said, oh, well, she doesn't work on the elections anymore, so it's no use you interview her. Yeah. So anyway, it really is. So the Maricopa County, they're trying to do a FOIA on the signature verification matching, and they have a legal team. So people were pressured. So we're covering the same stuff I said to you a minute ago. They had to one have her deposed, and she disappeared. So now they have to get somebody in the management level. So look, that's a roadblock. And it's wow. Uh, the We the People legal team is filing this a special action to force a deposition of these managers and this woman from Maricopa County election office. Now, hey, if everything's on the up and up, why would people not want to get on, be deposed? Is it because, they made so many mistakes that they really screwed the election up? Now, they were unintentionally incompetent. Is that how you say it? They, they essentially couldn't do the job. Now, if that is, why are they still in the job after 3 years? And what is really going on here? It's not a good thing. It's not. So they were basically so they're trying to get this deposition request in and have depose somebody to ask them about the signature verification stuff. Um, everybody said, "Oh, well, if you were, oops, if you were Kerry Lake, you should have supported mail-in balloting. If you knew it wasn't actually going, I mean, not verifying the signatures on ballots. Okay, now here's the other piece of this. In this last election, um, just this last gubernatorial election in Arizona, there were bags and bags of political literature that came in white bags, 60 pounds apiece, literally pallets of them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before the election. Now, how those could actually be valid, or if nobody knows what they were because they were in sealed ballots, sealed bags this time. The last time their ballots were transiting the other way, and they were literally in an open tin. So, as crazy as it may seem. What else we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Let's find out. Let's get to the truth because nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to say the truth. The Democrats want to move on, and now, people that are in politics are now trying to move on from Trump. And Trump is essentially the only one that is fighting this evil type system that the same people that supported Trump at the first time. Why? Well, he was the candidate. Hey, there's the break. They're going to the break here on Revolution Radio, everybody. So we'll click out of there and we'll continue talking to you guys over here on YouTube. We'll get another song ready cranked up here for the break. I guess they're coming back from the break. I guess that works. That's this one works. I did that already, and yeah, let me find there it is right there. There we go. Yes, I'm gonna hit 300. Let the bodies hit the floor. Clip coming back from the break on Revolution Radio. So you guys watch over here. You get a little bit of advance notice and advance warning and stuff. Oh yeah. So I hope y'all are having a great day. God bless you, man. Thanks for tuning in over here. Let me move this out of the way again. So yeah. Ah, my, got it on mute. Yeah, good move. Oh, watching Joe Biden. Yeah, Joe Biden's like the thinking. I'm gonna call it the thinking game. I had to get a drink, guys. Sorry. Hey, hi, blasphemous Buddha. I didn't see you up there earlier. Hey, howdy, blasphemous Buddha. Hmm. I was just looking back through the chat over here, guys. Thanks for wow. So anyway, everybody kind of you go back and forth. It's a 2 hour show. It's long. I know. I'm gonna. Oh, man, I'm gonna do some. You know how I get going on my Revolution in the Morning show sometimes, or like I did this morning on here. I get into like a little segment of 15 minutes of absolute adrenaline craziness of truth. Yeah, we'll work on that. We're going to do some clips like that. We're going to do some short streams. So, because 2 hours on the radio, it maybe not be too bad, but just a long time. And it's a long time to stream. So, yeah. Let's see, Mitch. Mitch, counting never mattered before. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, I actually was thinking about doing a. I haven't told anybody this outside some places, but or well, actually no place. But I could actually have an opportunity. I was thinking of doing like a shock newscast on the local cable channel. Yeah, late night shock. Oh yeah, that would be pretty off the hook, wouldn't it? Yes, it really would be. Yeah, let's see. I guess we're all ready. Yeah, I got all ready. But yeah. So I hope y'all are having a great evening. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, let's see. New tweets. Okay. Yeah. Looks like Tim Young and Undead Foya are over there on uh, over there on Twitter. Close those. Let's see. Yeah, here's something good to talk about. You ever go over like jonathanturley.org? It's he's a law professor, gives a lot of really good information and a lot of other stuff. We're getting ready to come back to the radio, coming back in. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Whatever you're doing. Yeah, Bernie Sanders wearing a mask. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, will Kevin McCarthy tear up the speech? Maybe that's the real question. Who knows? Yeehaw! All right. Yeah, so this is the end. Yeah, that's the part of the let the bodies hit the floor. We're not crazy. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with you. It's them. They trying to gaslight the living shit out of you. That's what we're looking at. That's what our living. So yeah, so we have to stand firm, and we have to stop the idiocracy, and we have to stop the lunacy of what we are living with today. I mean, Democrats have gone off the rail through the valley, down over the hill, and into the swamp. Yeah, it's wow. It truly is a sad, sad state of affairs. Let's get over here. Objectivity has to go. Yeah, journalism schools have been, well, trying to get rid of the principles of objectivity in journalism. So everybody wants to write from an advocate perspective, not just giving somebody the news, the who, the what, the where, the when, the how, and the why in a non-biased manner. And far too often, those with a political axe to grind or a social axe to make and to sharpen. They print these news stories, and they are essentially crazy. Editor in chief of the San Francisco Chronicle said plainly that objectivity has to go. Period. End of news story, they said. Well, there's a reason that objectivity uh, is a problem. Uh, Today, what we have seen is that the First Amendment, the right to freedom of speech, is being weaponized by journalism to protect their own disinformation and misinformation, to bring about this propaganda and drive it deep into your brain, so you become so you have Trump derangement syndrome. When college students have nervous breakdowns because there is a word Trump scribbled on a sidewalk, and the university brings in counselors and grief animals and all kinds of therapy because people were so psychologically traumatized by Trump winning the 2016 election. That itself is a really serious problem, because what we're essentially having is we're having literally a large enough measurable percentage body of the population that was literally exhibiting physical and mental anguish, breakdowns, and everything else over Trump being elected. Okay. Literally this physical response was induced. You have to understand that the power of the deep-seated psychological hate that had been implanted inside the minds of the Trump haters, where Trump is essentially living rent-free. Man, talk about giving somebody, the ultimate power over you. that you hate them so much, that you are just so consumed by the thought of them, that you literally have a physical manifestation of your mental break and grief. That's a serious problem. That is something that will, oh, man, if you and your mind and yourself can be trained over literally a short period of time, over a matter of literally 6 months to the run up of the 2016 election. If you by then you literally had this visceral hatred of Trump, whether you knew it or not, you were the victim of government mind control. And that your entire view of life and the world had been screwed and twisted beyond recognition. And it was only a matter of time before people literally acted and burnt cities part way to the ground, tens of billions of dollars of damage in the riots that were driven by anarchists and militant Marxists. And you have to remember, those groups could only do what they did. You could attack a federal building for 90 days straight, literally throwing fire bombs at the building and trying to set it on fire and everything else. And people would get upset when people were arrested. There's no way that those mobs, those anarchists, those Marxists, those big lying Marxists at the BLM or the KKK Klantifa, so-called anti-fascist, scum-sucking fascist bastards. Pardon my language. I get carried away once in a while, but yeah. I mean, Antifa is, well, basically a cowardly Marxist KKK group. And they literally cover their face because they are literally cowards like the KKK. And the thing is, they all are associated with Democrats. The Democrat is the party of slavery. It's the party of Jim Crow. It's the party that wants to own people. They don't really care what color they are. They will, Democrats would love to own white people. I mean, it would be a status and power symbol for them, I guess. But yeah, it's sheer crazy. The mainstream media, they lie. They knew they lied. And we're supposed to believe their lies and not say anything about their lies. And we're supposed to bend over backwards and acquiesce to whatever they say and whatever they want and whatever they do. It's not going to happen. It really is not going to happen. And, these mind people that are trying to run this mind control scam, I'm going to tell you right now, because you've pushed the pendulum so hard out that way, when it comes swinging on back, you better be prepared, because the swings in the pendulum from the left to the right, it causes the havoc within our governments. And essentially, it's the hammer. Okay? Democrats hammer the pendulum to the left as hard as they can to get it as high and further. And then as it comes back down, the Republicans pick up the momentum. And usually they are essentially going around to meet the Democrat Party members in the middle. Yeah. It's man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And there's still people today that believe the lies created by the Hillary Clinton campaign and, Perkins Coie and Christopher Steele. Wow. It's unbelievable. Trump says he finally sees some truth emerging about the fake news. Why doesn't he call it propaganda? Because that's what it was. It wasn't misinformation. It wasn't disinformation. It was a calculated lie meant to sway the population and hurt Trump. I do not see the mainstream media recovering any of their credibility. If the mainstream media wanted to recover their credibility, they would have already exposed the pedo president and his pedo crackhead son. Okay. They would have already exposed Joe Biden. They would have exposed Hillary Rotten Clinton and her server by the toilet that she wiped after was ordered not to be wiped. That she and her staff received essentially immunity from prosecution, and all of Trump's team was persecuted. Essentially, if they had a parking ticket, they were trying to give them 10 years. Man, it's the factual world that we are been thrust into. And many people can't, they don't want to admit it, that not just were they fooled, because to admit that you were wrong about something, and remember, this Trump-Russia collusion stuff is big stuff. You have to admit that the New York Times lied. You have to admit that the Washington Post lied. You have to admit that your mainstream media, that your newspapers, that ABC, NBC, CBS, the NPR, fake Fox News, CNN, you have to admit that they all lied, and that they all lied in unison. And, they were essentially, big mother effer, big motherfucker had this little baby birdie media in the nest and feeding them little worms as long as they, they were chirping and they were good little birdies. Big mother effer fed them, took care of them. And we saw that, we see the financial rewards that were handed out to media companies and corporations and others, during the that event that happened, when they gave away all that money, and everybody stole most of it, and the corporations that worth millions of dollars were given millions of dollars. Never made much sense to me, but hey, if you already had millions of dollars, the government is going to give you more millions of dollars. Tell me that makes sense. I guess it only makes sense if the government is going to get a nice fat kickback from all that money, maybe 10%. Does it have to go to the big guy? Or, hey, let's be honest. On a serious note, really, on a serious note, can somebody get Jill Biden some stylish clothes? I mean, something with some class that's classy that an American first lady would wear. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of embarrassed and I'm tired of seeing, Jill Biden come out in, well, furniture coverings or, the drapery, I mean, it's like, the drape fell off the wall and Jill said, "Oh, that's a pretty pattern. Can you make that into a dress for me?" I mean, really, you know, um, who did it best? IKEA put your couch together for free, futon, or did who wore it best? Jill Biden or the futon? I mean, really. Oh my God. I mean, it's just crazy. It drives a person nuts when you see that stuff. Yeah, hopium, as somebody says, John Kerry's under investigation for secret meetings with communist China. Hell, why? Hunter Biden took diamonds, took 9-year-olds, had plenty of prostitutes and $5 million and paid his dad's, bought his dad's house for 8 months and then went foreclosed on it. And I guess he never completed the sale. When you live in your dad's house and you pay, $54,000 a month or $50,000 a month or 44,000, I think $44,000 a month. It's whatever it was. It's just asinine, right? You live at your dad's house and they charge you $400,000 over 8 months to live there. Something a little fishy. Why? That sounds more like money laundering than anything. And as I have said before, Joe Biden will be stepping down because not only of those criminal activities, but also the power sharing deal that was made between the Clintons and the Obamas about the power sharing between the socialists and the old core corporate progressives in the Democrat Party. There was a deal made to split the presidency. Now, the problem is Kamala Harris is, well, she's a bigger dumb shit for brains fuckhead than Joe. Okay. Joe's a puppet master, right? But hey, um, Kamala Harris, the only thing she's got going is, well, her tendency to swallow and her cackle. I mean, everybody's got to have a cackle or a jackal or whatever you want to call it. So Hillary Clinton's trying to kind of groom and Mark Elias and all that. They've been grooming Kamala Harris to step into where Joe is, and I don't think they have her controlled. And that's why she's kind of being put on this short list of people that that aren't really doing their job real well and they're not real dependable. And but I mean, they did say go down there and take care of the U.S. border. Well, the first thing she'd have had to do was finish Trump's fence, and that would have made liberals mad. She could have stood in front of an empty fence and just cried and made a fool of herself like Casa Cortez. But listen, the border is only solvable by one way, and that is to ship the illegal immigrants home as fast as they're coming in. And once people realize that they can't turn themselves in and they do get caught, they go all the way back to where they came from, whatever home country they have. And what happens? They lose all of that money, all of that stuff, everything they invested in trying to get to the United States. That's the only way. Now we have human traffickers that are making, $1 billion a year by having, coyotes bring children across the border, and ride them in them little chairs. I mean, I know it's risky because, if the coyote gets hungry, he might eat the baby. But oh my God, it's anyway, that's just sarcasm if you don't know. It's crazy. New Jersey councilwoman. This is an important story here for the last couple minutes. Eunice Dwumfor was assassinated, politically assassinated. Somebody ran up to her car as she was getting it started or leaving or coming home and literally shot her in the head and assassinated her. It was a targeted political assassination. And as I have said, I'm surprised that we don't have more of them here in the USA. Sayreville, New Jersey councilwoman Eunice Dwumfor was shot and killed shortly after 7:20 p.m. last Wednesday in her car within the parking lot of the Camelot at Larimar Apartments. Yeah. Did you hear that on the mainstream media that a black woman, a conservative politician, yeah, it's crazy stuff, isn't it? So boo for Joe. Yeah, boo Joe Biden. Anyway, we got about a minute and a half. Well, yeah, well, almost a minute left. About a minute left here on the revolution, the, no, the Trump Assassination Files. So come on down and join us, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're going to be here in the morning. We're going to be streaming back here. And, as I say, I've got news and information. I've got 40, 30 stories or more for tomorrow already. We'll get some more and we'll get some other stuff straightened away. So, anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, gosh. I swear she must be giving Kevin McCarthy blowjobs the way she's acting right now. I mean, I don't know what the whole deal is there. I can't say. I know she, was it her? No, it was that other Democrat. Was the Democrat that had that threesome with her husband and a campaign person? And, well, you know, real politics. But Kevin McCarthy, at this as Biden finishes speech, if he has, Kevin McCarthy should just go shh. He should get himself a piece of paper, and Kevin McCarthy should just go, yeah. Kevin McCarthy is doing with the copy of the speech, just like that. Yeehaw! Anyway, hope you all had a great evening. God bless. Thanks for tuning in. Nick with For Liberty is next on Revolution Radio. Yeah, so everybody, we've just clicked out and crapped out of Revolution Radio. No use have that mic on. So thanks for joining me over here, everybody, and talking. Thanks for coming down. God bless you guys. And have a great evening. God bless you. Good day, good night, and good luck. God bless you.